What's going on YouTube? This is what would Josh do, and I want to make a quick video. Hopefully it's quick. Basically, it's going to be a comparison of this Anker Power Bank that has a little kickstand. It's 10,000 milliamp hours. Press the button and it tells you it's 100%. So we're basically going to be taking our iPhone 16 Pro Max. It is currently at 5%. I was tempted to let it completely die all the way, but I decided against it. I'm going to start it at 5%. I never let my phone get below 20% because I like having a 100% battery health so that my phone battery is still able to hold a full charge for a long time. Go to my battery health, you'll see that I am currently at 44 cycles and my battery health is at 100% because I never let it get below 20% and I let it charge to up to 80%. For this video, I have turned off the limit, so I am allowing it to get to 100% temporarily, and I'm going to turn off after optimize. So there we go. There's nothing to protect the battery now, and we're going to go ahead and attach this, and we're going to see what we see. So we got the animation there, meaning it's fast wireless charging. This is at 100%. This is at 5%. So in 30 minutes, we'll come back and we'll see how far charge this thing gets it. And then after we drain this thing back down to around 5%, we'll hook up the slim version that's 10,000 milliamp hours that does not have a screen on it. And we will see which one charges faster, which one has more battery, and it's just a test also. And then we'll see which one of these charges to 100% faster when it's dead. And we'll also see which one of these gets hotter. So I'll try to use my temp gun and see how hot this thing is after it's charged up. So all right, so we're now at the 30-minute mark and our phone is at 38% battery, and we have currently at 74% battery on here. And looking at the temperature gun here, we can see that 42 Celsius is currently the hottest point of this battery. All right, so yeah, we'll come back in another 30 minutes and see where we're at. 73% remaining on here, 40% battery now. Come back in 30 more minutes. All right, so it's been about another 30 minutes and it's 1:31. The battery here is 58% remaining and the phone is currently at 59% battery. So we're just gonna let this continue and carry on. Oh yeah, the temperature of the battery. All right, yeah, so the temperature of the battery is gonna be right at about 42.5 Celsius. Once again, it's 132. 57% remaining on this battery, and this is at 60% battery. Let's come back in 30 more minutes. All right, so it's been about another 30 minutes. We can see that we are currently at 41% battery on here. So we've consumed a little bit more than half the battery of this thing. Our phone was at 5%, and now check that out. We are currently at 79% battery. That is almost full. Now it has been, I think we started at 12:30, so it has been an hour and a half. But in an hour and a half, we went from a 5% charge to an 80% charge. So that's absolutely fantastic. Now, from 80 to 100, that is much, much slower than 0 to 50 or 0 to 80. That's going to be the longest. And the unit is 42 degrees Celsius. So now at this point, all we can really do is just wait for the battery to get to 100% in here and see how much is left on this thing. Now I forgot to set my time lapse earlier, so hopefully I remember to do it this time. All right, so we are now 30 minutes later at the 2-hour mark. The percentage of the power bank has dropped down to 27%, and the battery on the phone is currently at 96%. So in 2 hours, we've gone from 5% to 96%, and we have a quarter of the battery remaining on the power bank. So at this point, we'll just let it get to 100% and see what we have left and how much longer it takes to get to 100. And also the temperature of the power bank is currently 39 degrees Celsius because it's not requiring nearly as much power from the battery, meaning we're now charging at a very slow rate compared to when the battery was lower and it was charging at a high rate. All right, here we are. It is currently 3 a.m. pretty much. Our battery is down to 23%, so about quarter of a charge left. And our phone is currently at a 100% battery. How exciting. And now it says 22%. Now, so our phone is fully charged. We're going to disconnect it. I'm going to go ahead and drain this down to 0%. And then I'm going to see how long it takes to go from 0 to 100. And then we're going to run the same exact test on the newer slim version and see which one's better, which one generates less heat. Let's find out. All right, so what we're gonna do is we have these fully drained. We have both of these testers reset. I'm gonna let these both get to 100%, see which one does it first. We're using the same 60-watt charger, the same 60-watt cable, and let's go ahead and turn these on at the same time. And we'll see which one charges faster. And yeah, so actually the screen on this one is right here. So crap, I need to do this. So you're not even gonna be able to see that. Oh, I'll stand it up. Oh, I'll make it work. So we'll see which one charges faster. Okay, so my time lapse got interrupted slightly because of the fact that my phone actually shut down. I didn't realize that the charger I had it plugged into was not charging. But here we are, 2 hours, 27 minutes. The battery in here is fully charged, and you can see that we've put 40 watt hours into this battery. Okay, and this one, which charges faster at 30 watts, but I think because it gets warm, I didn't measure how warm it got, it slows down, and that got 42, so slightly more. Interesting, very interesting. And it also charges at 15 volts versus this charging at 9 volts. So I think if I were to put like a small USB powered fan or something, and I kept the temperature down on this, I'd probably be able to charge it at 30 watts the whole way. All right. So we have our phone back down to 5% once again. We also fully charged the battery. 42 watt hours of energy is stored in here. Connect it up. And cool. So we're charging. It is currently 3:48. We're going to set a 30-minute timer. And we're going to also double check the battery. So none of the charging stuff is set because I usually keep it at 80% to preserve the battery because I like my phone to be at 100% battery health for years. And that's how you do it. You make sure your phone never goes between 20 and 80%. Just keep it in that window. And so none of that set. It's 3:49. And we're going to go ahead and start this time lapse. I'll be back in 30 minutes. All right, so here we go. It's been 30 minutes since our phone was at 5% battery. We still have 4 bars on here, which is great. And our phone is saying that we're at 29% battery. All right, let's set a timer for 30 minutes once more and see where we're at. And also, let's get a reading of the battery, which is at pretty toasty there. That's a pretty 48. Okay, so 48. That's a pretty warm battery, but we'll let it continue. And we'll be back in 30 minutes. All right, so it's been yet another 30 minutes. Our phone was at 5%, and then the last time it was at, I believe, 30 something. I don't remember. We're now missing 1 bar of the battery, and we are currently at a 53% battery. So, all right, let's get the temperature of the battery real quick. Showing a toasty little 52 degrees there. Pretty warm. All right. Let's give this yet another 30 minutes and come back. All right, so once again, it has been another 30 minutes. It is currently 5:23 p.m. We have 3 of the 4 bars, meaning it's anywhere from like 51 to 75% or something like that, or 74%. So let's see what that means as far as battery. So that's fantastic. we're at 73% charge. So normally with my 80% limit, I would go ahead and just pull it off the charger now. But since this is for testing purposes, we're going to let this continue. And in 30 more minutes, we'll be back and we'll see what we're looking like and how much is left on that battery. And here we are, another 30 minutes later. It's currently 5:54. We are down to 2 of the 4 bars on the power bank. So it's half full or less. So let's see what that means as far as okay, so we're at 92% battery. Impressive. Okay, cool. Now it doesn't feel as hot as it was earlier because it was 52 degrees Celsius on the last one. I forgot to put it under video, but yeah, so I felt that with my hand and I could tell that it was not nearly as warm. It's 48, still a little warm, but let's give it one last little 30 minutes here and it should be fully charged and ready to go. Alrighty, so we're now another 30 minutes into this. So 2 hours now. It's 6:26. We have 2 bars left, and the phone is at 99. You see that? 99%. So not quite 100. The battery feels nice and cool, like not warm at all. And yeah, that's reflected by the 38 degrees Celsius there, 39. That is not even warm. Like it's not cold, but it feels nice. Like it's a nice temperature. It feels good. But yeah, now we're basically just waiting on it to roll over that last little 1%. But yeah, this has been a very time consuming video that started yesterday. And then today I messed up. Somehow it set itself back to the 80%. There's a button that says until tomorrow or like permanently, and I'm guessing I clicked the until tomorrow. And then yeah, so I'd already had this video done and uploaded, but I messed up and it went from 70 something percent to just 80 and it locked there. And for testing purposes, I wanted it to be at 100%. So on my iPhone 15 Pro Max, I had 200 charge cycles, and a year later, I had a 100% battery health because I never let the phone go above 80%, and I never let it go below 20%. And that's why these power banks are so awesome, especially something like this that I made a video on. It's Anker's MagSafe. It only does 7.5 watts, as this one's supposed to do 15, but it has a wired cable, which is nice because then you can connect it to the back of your phone. It's magnetically held, but it's charging at 30 watts wired. And anytime you're using a wired connection, not only is it faster, twice as fast, it also is more efficient, meaning a full battery on here will get you a little over one charge, maybe 1.5 charges, but a wired connection might get you closer to 2 full charges. So it's just more efficient to use a wired, and there's less heat being generated. It's better overall. But I mean, there's definitely convenience to having a wireless charging battery. But yeah, we're just waiting on that last little 1% now. That's crazy. It's currently 6:29 p.m. Come on, just go to 100. Yeah, so that's having it there for a minute at 38 degrees Celsius. I can feel it. It's not bad. When you start getting into like the mid 50s, man, that's warm. That's hot in your pocket for sure. And then it's going to be hotter. So these tests were done in, an office, like a temperature controlled thing. So, it's like 70 degrees Fahrenheit in here. So I basically, oh, look, there we go. 100% fully freaking charged. Well, there you go. So that's the Anker Slim 10K 15W Qi2 up against the Anker wireless, Qi2 charging. This one has the kickstand, which is super nice. And it also has that screen that says, hey, I'm at 74% charge versus, 3 bars, which 3 bars can be 51 to 74 on this guy. It's going to just tell you on here, hey, I'm at, 74. So there's no guessing. Like right now, I could be at the very end of this second bar, meaning I could be at 49% battery or I could be at 26% battery. So it's not as nice. It's definitely slimmer, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say it's by such a huge margin that there's a new 5K slim version available on Apple's website. And yeah, that's a lot slimmer than this one, but it's only a 5,000. This is a 10,000. So this one can fully, I mean, look at that. We went from 5% battery to 100% battery, and we're still anywhere from, I'd say, 30 to 40% left on this charge, which means that I can, of course, drain this battery down some more and then charge it up, or play a game and use it right now and just keep it topped up. But yeah, so this was a comparison video between these two power banks right here. And this was recorded on my Google Pixel 8 Pro, all the time lapse and the video and audio is being recorded by my DJI Mic 2, except for one of the clips where I forgot to turn on the microphone. But yeah, this is a comparison between these two power banks, and obviously you'll have to make the choice of which one's better for you. Personally, I prefer the one with the kickstand and a digital display because that kickstand is pretty nice for propping your phone up and charging it and being on a Zoom call or FaceTime, or just being at work and monitoring calls and text messages and stuff that are coming in while your phone's charging, versus this is more for like your pocket. Anyways, links to these in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to, it's actually bothering me that my phone is set to charge to 100%. So we're going to move it back down to 80. That way my battery health can stay at 100% for the next couple years versus, not being 100%. Thanks for watching. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.
Alrighty, so it's been another 30 minutes. We are still at 3 bars of battery remaining on the power bank. It is 10:19 a.m. and our phone is currently at 75% battery. That is awesome. Let's give it another 30 minutes. Alright, so it's been yet another 30 minutes. Let's take a look at things. There's 2 bars left. Well, how much is the phone? So the phone is now at 80%. Okay. So it seems to slow down. We have not gained much at all in that time of 30 minutes. That's unfortunate. Let's just go to the battery and make sure that... Oh. Okay, so the charging limit had set itself to 80%. So unfortunately, this test is not valid. Oh, that's unfortunate. I gotta do this again. That doesn't feel right to post that because, yeah, in 30 minutes I only gained like 4%. And I want this to be a test that shows how fast it can charge the battery. So, all right, let's do this again.